Hello my dear Kiwi family. In previous videos we have seen how to set up Vibium with Python, and we did mock scripting out there, and we got a chance to get gel with the Vibium style coding, and we have also seen how BiDi architect work and how Vibium work behind the scene. So in case you haven't checked that video out, don't worry, I will mention those links into the description box so that you can go through that particular videos. So in this video, we are going to extend that idea even more further, and this is a test track website, and here we are going to automate one particular scenario using Vibium and Python, and what that scenario would look like. So if you see, I'm highlighting size variant section, and this particular section have 4 buttons, 1 2 3 4, different sizes, different label. In fact, one last particular button do not have any label. So we are going to click on these button one by one, like clicking on large control interface button, and if you see total count increase to 1, we are going to assert that, and then clicking on a next button, which is standard control, and going to make sure that activation count increase to 2, and so on and so forth until the last button. So without any further ado, let's navigate to the PyCharm. And in order to minimize the time, so I have already did the scripting. I will go through each line and concept, and I will run, we will do some debugging, and we will get familiar with the Vibium style automation scripting. So let's start with the very first line. From Vibium package, I have imported browser sync. So line number 7, browser.launch. So this is responsible for launching the browser, and then vibe.go. So go function take an argument which we supposed to give the URL, and this go will load your URL into the browser. Okay, and here is my button metadata. So we have 4 buttons, right? So I have created a list. Within the list, I have created dictionary, and first key pair is a name, which is just a placeholder to make it verbose so that it looks more readable. So large control interface is the first button name. If you see, large control interface, and its CSS selector is this, and when we will click on it, we expect the count as 1. So we stored into in a data set so that we can loop through it, and so on and so forth. We did for all the 4 buttons. Now we are iterating through this particular list, and we are getting the selector out. We are clicking on it. As I mentioned earlier, this sleep is a deliberate sleep so that you can see the changes happening. Otherwise, we do not need to make a hard sleep into a real project. And after a click, so when it will click, let me reset first. When it will click, I am expecting my total activation count turns to 1, and that is what I have stored into this expected count key. Perfect. So now what I will do, when I will click on the button, then I will get the text out of click counter. So I am calling this as a click counter, and its CSS is click counter. Perfect. And I am getting the text out of it, and I'm stripping it and storing the text into a variable called counter text. Perfect. So now we have our counter text stored. Now what I'm doing is I'm prefixing check mark if my counter text, perfect, matches the button expected count, which in first iteration it would be 1. Otherwise I'm just prefixing the cross sign, and then I'm just printing it whatever the value it got. And since it's a loop, so same thing is happening for all the 4 buttons. And next is taking a screenshot. So a screenshot function is responsible for taking the screenshot. With open context, I am writing that particular screenshot as a test result.png. Perfect. My screenshot is saved here in this particular line of code. And then in case any exception, so I will print that exception out. And then finally, I am quitting the browser. So this is what Vibium automation script look like for the scenario of clicking all four buttons, and after each click making sure it is increases the count by 1. Let's run it. So let's run it. Perfect. You see 2, 3 and 4. Wow, pleased to see that. And if we see the terminal, so its execution happened as expected, right? And it has taken the screenshot, and the screenshot looks like test result.png. This is the one. So total activation count is 4, and that is what it was expected to be. And let's do some negative scenario. Maybe I will on a third count, let's put a deliberate failure case, like I'm expecting the expected count supposed to be 30 instead of 3. So let's run it. So here it's supposed to be failed, and it's supposed to be append the cross icon because of this particular line. Okay, so let's run this. So right now I'm maximizing manually because that function is not ready yet. 2, 3 and 4. Perfect. Let's go to the terminal. You see the compact control, this particular button, compact control. So it failed and counter got 3, but our expected was 30. Okay, let's do some debugging as well. So here, like we can put some debugging point. Let's see how object flows. Perfect. Let it be launched, and let's see what kind of result we get when we find the element. See, it is giving us a element sync object, one matching element, which would be the first matching element of path selector of CSS. And perfect. It's supposed to be click, and counter supposed to be 1. You got it. C, and then it's supposed to be 2, and counter supposed to be 2, and so on and so forth. See, it is happening in a sync as expected. I think that's it for the today, guys. We will do such more scenarios going forward, like for the drop downs, filling forms, shadow DOMs, checkboxes, whatnot. And in case you find any value in this particular video, kindly like it, share it, and subscribe it. Take care. Goodbye, my dear QA family.